Hello everyone, it's good to see you all here again. Now, what I'm going to teach you here is how to solve quadratic equations by using factorization. So first of all, what is factorization? Now, some of you may not know what is factorization, so I'm going to revise the basic concept. Now, factorization means taking the common factor out of something. So let's say I have 10 minus 20. Let's say I have this. So what is common between these two numbers? 10. Exactly. So 10, what I'll do is I'll take this out of these both numbers. Now what I will do is I will write this 2 in brackets, but I will reduce it. So when I divide 10 by 10 I get 1, and when I divide 20 by 10 I get 2. So 10 minus 20 can also be written as 10 into whole bracket 1 minus 2. Now if you want to verify it, you can just multiply this again. If you multiply 10 by 1, you get 10. You can multiply 10 by minus 2, you will get minus 20. So factorization means taking common out of something. If I say it in terms of variables, let's say 2x plus 6y is equals to 10z. Now I have to take common out of these terms. So what is common in 2, 6 and 10? 2, obviously, because 2 is a factor of 6 as well as 10. So here I can just say 2 times x plus 3, because 2 into 3 gives you 6, x plus 3y, and here I can do 2 times 5z, like this, because 5 into 2 gives you 10. Now I can easily cancel these both out. First of all, you have to learn the zero product rule. Now this is not just a rule, this is just, I call it just common sense. Now here I have an equation AB is equals to 0. AB means A into B. Okay, when there is nothing in between, we call it as multiplication. So AB is equals to 0. Now here we obviously can solve it, like let's say A is equals to 0 by B, or we can do B is equals to 0 by A. We can take any of this to the other side. Now we know that when we divide anything, when we divide 0 by anything, we get 0. So A is equals to 0, B is equals to 0. Both are either, not both, either this or both sometimes are 0. So this is called zero product rule. Now let me explain you more properly. Now here, when there is an equation AB is equals to 0, then either A equals to 0 or B equals to 0, or both A is equal to 0 and B is equal to 0. Now this was common sense, because we know that when we take one to the other side we will get 0, and when we take this to the other side we will get 0. So this is the zero product rule. Now you may say, what is the use of it? It is just some common sense. Yes, it is common sense, but in the book it is mentioned it is called zero product rule. It is not that necessary to mention it in your solutions. Okay, so let's start with the steps of factorization. We have done the zero product rule. Now let's see the steps how to solve quadratic equations by factorization. So here the first step obviously is you have to convert the equation to this format: ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Secondly, you have to convert this into some kind of product of linear equations. Now what does it mean? It means that you have to convert this, you have to factorize this. Factorize this means we have learned that factorization, what does it do is it multiplies it. Let's say it is ax square plus bx plus c. So here, if let's say there is cx here, but it is not legal, but I'm saying if there is cx here, then we can factorize it by taking x out of everything. So x plus b plus c is equal to 0. It will give us this. Now we can use the zero product rule. The third is we have to use a zero product rule. Now this is one term and this is other term. Now here we can take x here or this here. Now what does the zero product rule say? It says that when there is AB is equals to 0, this is x is A and B is this equation. So what we get is either x is equals to 0 or ax plus b plus c is equals to 0. So we have to do like these steps. I'm just doing this for example, but actually we cannot write cx here because that will be That will not be a form of quadratic equation. Okay. Now here, as I mentioned here, factorize it into product of two equations, and after that use zero product rule. That's it. Now this was not necessary step, so we can directly say that only two steps are needed to obtain the roots of this equation. Let me tell you again that I am only going to take those questions which I think are important questions and which are little tricky. I am not going to solve all the questions, and as it is very easy and you all can do it. And if you have any doubt in any of the questions, you can just comment in the comment section. Now here we have these three equations. Now you have to find the solution, or we have to find x. Okay, here in the first one they have given us 2x square minus 3x is equals to 0. So 2x square minus 3x is equals to 0. Now what is common here? X is common in both of these terms, so we can take x out. So we get x times 2x minus 3 is equals to 0. Here we can use zero product rule. You can see that x into this is 1 and this is second term into this is 0. So here we can use zero product rule to say that x is equals to 0 or 2x minus 3 is equals to 0. So here we got one value of x, which is 0. Now remember this important thing: whenever you get a solution, there is not only one solution. There are always two solutions of a quadratic equation. So here x is equals to 0. We got first solution of x, and then second is 2x minus 3 is equals to 0. Now we have to solve this. Let's take 3 to the other side. We will get 2x is equals to 3. X is equals to 3 by 2. So here we got two values of x, which is therefore x is equals to 0 comma 3 by 2. That's it. We got the two solutions of this equation. Now it's very simple. Now let's try and solve the other questions. Here let's try the second one. Now see, the second one is already in the format of AB, but on the right hand side there is no 0, and for the zero product rule we need a 0 at the right hand side. So here what we are going to do is we are going to expand this and then bring 25 to this side so that 0 remains, and then again factor it. So by doing that, what we will do is we will consider this 25 also in the factorization. Here let's start with x times 2x plus 5 is equals to 25. Now let's multiply this. First you multiply x by 2x, we get 2x square. Now you multiply x by 5, you get plus 5x is equals to 25. Understood? Now here take this 25 to this side. We get 2x square plus 5x minus 25 is equals to 0. Here now comes the main part. You may say, how can we factorize this? There is nothing common. So when such situation occurs, we have to use middle term splitting. So middle term splitting is a type of factorization. Then let me explain this to you quickly. The middle term splitting means when there is, it works when there is an equation in this format. Let's say let's take this example only. When there is like ax square plus bx plus c. When the equation is in this format or in the format of quadratic equation, we use the middle term splitting. Now here, as you can see, there is nothing common. So how can we factorize it? So we are going to split the middle term, which is 5x. That's why it is called middle term splitting. We are going to split 5x into such number so that we can get, like here we can say 25 into 2 is 50, and here what we have to do is we have to split it into such two numbers that when we add or subtract them we get 5x, and when we multiply them we get minus 50. Okay, so let's try this. Here I have to split it into such two numbers like that it should give me the product of these two numbers. So what is the product of minus 25 and 2? 50. Minus 50. Okay. So minus 50 is the product of minus 25 and 2. Now let me just quickly factorize minus 50 to get its factors. So it is 2 times 25 and 5 is 5. 25 is 5 times 5. Now you can see that clearly that 5 into 2 is 10 and 10 into 5 is also 50. So I can say that 10 into 5 is also 50. And here I can say that 10x minus 5x is equals to 5x. So did you understand? Here I am taking this 10x minus 5x will give you 5x, and when we multiply 10 and minus 5 it will give you minus 50, which is the product of minus 25 and 2. So that's what we wanted. We wanted two numbers such that when we multiply them we get the product of these two numbers, and when we add or subtract them we get this number. So here, and remember, when we multiply this we don't have to take this variable, we have to just take the coefficient 10 into minus 5, which is minus 50. So here we have split the term 10x and minus 5x. So here I will write it again, 2x square plus 10x minus 5x minus 25 is equal to 0. So this is just the same, only I have splitted the middle term. That's it. Now I'll use factorization for two numbers at a time. So first I'll factorize this and then I'll factorize this. You don't have to factorize all the 4 at once. You can factorize 2 and 2. So here what is common in 2x square and 10x? Exactly 2x. 2x times x plus 5. Okay. And here what is common? Minus 5. X is not common because 25 doesn't have any x. Minus 5. Here listen to this. This is very important step. Minus 5 x plus 5. Now you may say that it is minus here, then why are we using plus? So just see here. We have minus 5 here. When we multiply it with x, we get minus 5x. So we got our minus 5x. When we multiply minus 5 by 5, we get minus 25. If there was minus 5 here, then minus and minus will become plus, and we will get plus 25. But that is incorrect. We have to get minus 25. So I am taking as 5 as well as minus common. So here minus 5 is common, not just 5. So minus is also common and 5 is also common. So I am taking minus as well as 5 out here. So when I take minus out of minus, I get plus. And then when I take 5 out of 5x minus 25, I get x plus 5. So remember this sign. And now here what you can observe is x plus 5 here and x plus 5 here is common. So in middle term splitting, we have to split it in such a way that these terms in the brackets are equal. They should be equal. Now when these are equal, I've created a mess. Let me write it again. Now what I can do is I can just combine this and this. So 2x minus 5 into x plus 5 is equals to 0. Simple. So what I have done is when we get same number here in the brackets, we can just write like this. We can write 2x minus 5 multiplied by x plus 5, as this is again common. So this is what we get by using middle term splitting. Now as you know that this is the first term and this is the second term. These two terms and we can is equals to 0. So we can just use the zero product rule here. Here what does a zero product rule say? It says that 2x minus 5 is equals to 0 or x plus 5 is equals to 0. So here, so why can we do this? Is because there is multiplication. We are multiplying a and b and is equals to 0. This is our zero product rule. Simple. So here either 2x minus 5 is equal to 0 or x plus 5 is equal to 0. Now we will solve this simultaneously. Here 2x minus 5 is equal to 0 and x plus 5 is also 0. Here when we solve this one, we get 2x is equals to 5, taking this to the other side, and x is equals to 5 by 2. Here when we solve this, we get x is equals to minus 5, nothing else. So that's it, we got a solution, which is x is equals to 5 by 2 and minus 5. So these two are the solutions of this equation. Now if you want to verify whether you are right in an exam, let's say you want to verify, what you can do is you can just put 5 by 2 instead of x, and you can verify like we did in exercise 5.1. If we do, okay, so let's move on to the next sum, which is x plus 1 x minus 2 is equals to 10. Here we have to use a property called distributive property. It's not actually important, it's just common sense, but I'm just going to explain it. Here what we have to do is we have to multiply this, we have to expand this, and then take this 10 to the left hand side, and then again factorize it, and then solve it by zero product rule. So here we have to do the same thing as we had done here. Now here we have to expand it, and how are we going to expand it is, first we'll multiply x with x, we get x square. Then we will multiply x with minus 2, we get minus 2x. We multiply 1 with x and 1 with minus 2, we get plus x minus 2 is equals to 10. This is the distributive property. Now when I write it in a proper way, step by step way, I get x, this x into this both thing, x minus 2 plus 1 into x minus 2 is equals to 10. This is called distributive property. When we distribute this to this both and this to this both, this is the same thing. I have just expanded it. Now here x into x give you x square, then minus 2x plus x minus 2. As 1 into this will be as it is, same, is equals to 10. Now let's take this sign, let's take this 10 to the left hand side. Here I get is x square minus 2x plus x minus 2 minus 10 is equals to 0. Now what can we cancel out? We can cancel out this minus 2x and x, and this and this. So x square minus x minus 12 is equals to 0. There is nothing, means there is 1 here, and there is 1 here. Okay, so 1x square minus 1x minus 12 is equal to 0. Now I have to split 1x into such two numbers that it should be the product of these two numbers should be equal to minus 12. Why? Because minus 12 into 1 is minus 12. So I'll just write the factors of 12, which is 2 times 6, or I'll just write it like this: 2 into 6 is 12, 4 into 3 is 12, and 12 into 1 is 12. Now we can clearly see that 4 3s are 12, and 4 minus 3 gives you 1. That's clear. So we are going to use these numbers 4 and 3, because these two numbers should add and subtract and give us minus 1, and it should also multiply and give us minus 12. So 4 and 3 are such numbers. But if I write x square minus x square plus 4x minus 3x minus 12 is equals to 0, there is some problem here. And what is the problem is 4x and minus 3, 4x minus 3x gives you plus x, not minus x. So what I have to do is I have to change the sign. I have to do it x square minus 4x plus 3x, so that when we subtract 3 and minus 4, when we subtract 4 from 3, we get minus 1 or minus x, and minus 4 times 3 gives you minus 12. So we have split this here, right here. Now what we can do is further, we can write it again here: x square minus 4x plus 3x minus 12 is equals to 0. Now what we can do here is we can take these two and these two and factorize them like we did in the previous question. Here what is common? X minus 4, plus here what is common? 3 plus 3x minus 4, because I'll explain it, because we have taken x from x square. X square simply means x into x. Now there are two x and we have taken one x out of it, so we get x. Here it was 4 into x, so we have taken out x, then we get 4. Here we have taken out 3 from 3x, so we got x here, and we have taken 3 from 12. Now how come it is 4? Because when you multiply 3 and minus 4 we get minus 12. Or we can also write this as 3x minus 4 into 3 equals to 0. That's it. So we have taken out 3 and we got minus 4 left. Here now as you can see, this number and this number are equal. So what did I tell you? We have to just write x plus 3 times x minus 4 is equal to 0. That's it. Now we have to just use the which should we have to use? Zero product rule. So we can say that x plus 3 is equal to 0 or x minus 4 is equal to 0. Let's solve this simultaneously. We get x is equal to minus 3 taking this to the other side, and we get or x is equal to 4 when we take this to the other side. That's it. We got the solutions. X is equal to minus 3 comma 4. These two are the solutions of this equation. Here we are moving to more and more interesting questions. Here what do we have? Yes, we have the second sub question of question third, which says that 3a square x square plus 11abx plus 6b square is equal to 0, where a is not equal to 0. Now they didn't need to mention it, but it is obvious, right? Because in a quadratic equation a cannot be 0. That's it. Now let's solve this one. Here it will seem a little confusing, but it's not confusing. Here we have 3a square x square plus 11abx plus 6b square is equal to 0. So now when we see that a square x square is both one term, abx is one term, b square is one term. These are variables and these are coefficient. Okay. Now I have to split 11 in such a way that I should get 6 into 3. As usual, I have to split 11 abx. So 6 3s are 18. What are the factors of 18? Let's start with 2. 2 times 9 is 18. And then what else? 3 times 6 is 18. What we are supposed to get is when we split this 11 into two such numbers that we should get 18. Here you can easily see that 9 and 2 make 18, and also when we add 9 and 2 we get 11. So we can write 11abx as 9. Yes, we can write 11abx as 9abx. Remember, this will stay the same because this is the variable. 9abx plus 2abx, which will give us, when we solve this, we get 11abx, and when we multiply 9 and 2 we get 18, which we get when we multiply 6 and 3. So we have split it successfully. Here is 3a square x square plus 9 this is and plus 6b square. Now it is much easier to solve it. Now how can we solve it? We can just take these two together and these two together. What is common here? Just notice what is common. 3 is common. Yes, 3 is common because 3 is a factor of 9. A is common. A is common. X is common. X is common. So we will take this out. So we will take 3, we will take A, and we will take X. Okay, so what is left here? It is square, so that means here is 2A are here. So A into A is there and X into X is there. So what is left here? When we take 3x out of it, A and X is left. And here when we take 3x out, we get 3b left. And why? Because when we divide 9 by 3, we get 3. So when we take 3 out of 9, we get 3. And here we have taken out A and X, so we get 3b. Now here let's do the same thing for this one. What is common here? 2 is common. 2 is common is 2 into 6. 2 into 3 is 6. And here b is there and b is there. Nothing else. So 2b is common in both. When we take 2b out of it, we get ax plus there is 3b, 0. Now notice that this bracket, this number in the bracket, and this is same. So what we can do is, as I told you earlier, 3ax plus 2b times ax plus 3b is equal to 0. Here what we can use is correct zero product rule. Now for zero product rule, we know that either this is equal to 0 or either this is equal to 0. So let's try it out. So here 3ax plus 2b is equal to 0, or we can say that ax plus 3b is equal to 0. Now if you are confused till now, then what we have to find is, we don't have to find a and b, we only want to find x, because x is the root or the solution of this equation. A and b are values which we don't have to find, we only have to find the value of x, because x is always the solution or root of this quadratic equation. Here when we solve these both simultaneously, we get, now what we have to do, we have to take this to the other side, because we don't need b here, we only need x, we only want x to remain on the left hand side. Same for here, we only want x to remain on the left hand side. Here when I solve this, I get 3ax is equals to minus 2b. When I take 3a to this side, I get x is equals to minus 2b by 3a. And when I solve this one, I get ax is equals to minus 3b, and after that next step I get x is equals to minus 3b by a. So you got your solution. Therefore x is equals to minus 2b by 3a or minus 3b by a. So these two are the solution of this equation. You can verify it. How you can verify it is, you can just take this value and put it in this place of x and you will get your answer. Now I have picked this question because this question is a little bit lengthier than other questions. So in this question we have 7x plus 1 by 7x plus 5 is equal to 3x plus 1 and by divided by 5x plus 1. So what we have to do is, we have to cross multiply this with this and this with this, so that we can remove the fraction part. So we can do it easily. We can do it easily by taking this to this side. 5x plus 1, we are taking this whole. Remember, when we do like this, what does it mean? That 5x is going to remain the same and we are going to multiply only 1 with this. But it's not what we are going to do. We have to multiply this whole term with this whole term. So we'll put this inside brackets, because I have to multiply this whole thing with this whole thing. And here when we take this to the other side, we get 7x plus 5 into 3x plus 1. Now we have to solve it. First of all, we have to multiply 5x and 7x. What we get is 7 5 is 35 and x into x is x square. So 35x square. After that we have to multiply this with 1. 5x into 1 is 5x plus 5x. Here as it is 1, we can as it is write this one plus 7x plus 1. And here at this side we have to first multiply 7x by 3x, which is 21x square, and we have to multiply this with 1, which is 7x, and then we have to multiply 5 with 3x, which will get 15x, and then 5 with 1, which will get 5. Now let's take all these terms to the left hand side so that we can solve them. So 35x square plus 5x plus 7x plus 1 minus 21x square plus 7x plus 15x plus 5. It should be minus 7x minus 15x and minus 5, because remember the sign will change when we take this to the other side. So here as it was plus, it will become minus, and rest will become minus also. We can cancel out 7x and 7x. When we cancel it out, nothing left. Now we have to add and subtract. So 35x square can be subtracted with this one. How come? Because the variable is x square. So when the variable is same, we can add and subtract. So 35x square minus 21x square gives you 14x square. Next, let's move on to the x part. 5x minus 15x. So these two are the variables which we can add and subtract. So minus 15x plus 5x will give you minus 10x. Here, and we have plus 1 and minus 5. So when we add 1 to minus 5, we get minus 4. Simple. And here is equals to 0. I hope I have not left out anything else. No. Next, we got our equation 14x square minus 10x minus 4. Now, what we usually do is we split this 10 minus 10x into factors and we do all that stuff. But to make it more easy and to make it less complicated, we first remove all the factors from this. That means we just simplify it. Now we can take common out of this and this. You may say what is common, but there is common. Look properly. 2 is common between all these terms. So 2 times 7x square minus 10x minus 5x minus 2 is equals to 0. That's it. We have made it more simpler. Now when we take 2 to that side, what we will get is 0, because 0 divided by 2 is 0. So what did we get? We got 7x square minus 5x minus 2 is equals to 0. Now it is more easy for us to solve this equation. So we have to split minus 5x into such terms so that it will be 7 times minus 2, which is minus 14. So minus 14, what are its? This 2 into let's say 14. What is 5 plus 2 into 7? Here we got 7 into 2 is 14 and 7 minus 2 is 5. So here we can just write 7x minus 5x minus 2x. But the problem is it will give you plus 5x, not minus 5x. So you have to just change the sign, minus 7x plus 2x, and here we have to write as it is 7x square minus 7x plus 2x minus 2 is equals to 0. So what is common here? 7x x minus 1 plus 2x minus 1 is equals to 0. And then as I have said you, x minus 1 x minus is there, we can directly write 7x plus 2 and x minus 1 is equals to 0. Now just use the 0 product rule. We get 7x plus 2 is equals to 0 or x minus 1 is equals to 0. And here when we solve, we get x is equals to 1, and here when we solve, 7x is equals to minus 2, x is equals to minus 2 by 7. We got your answer. Therefore, x is equals to 1 and minus 2 by 7. That's it. It was little bit lengthy, but with practice you will develop the habit of calculating fast. This question is really easy question, but I have taken it because it is some different type. Now here what they have given us is this equation. So we have to find x when x belongs to n. So this sign means belongs to. Now n is what? N is natural numbers. Natural numbers means numbers starting from 1, 2, 3 and all the way up to infinity. So these numbers are known as natural numbers. That means we have to find x in the first question, first sub question. X, we have to find x such that x should be a natural number. That means the value of x should be between 1 and infinity and not decimal. It should be a whole number. So it should start from 1 and infinity. It should be any value between 1 and infinity and not a fraction but a whole number like 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. In the second question, we have to find x such that x belongs to integer, and integer includes positive numbers, 0 as well as negative numbers. So we have to find x such that x belongs to any of these criteria. So first of all we are going to solve this, and after that we will look into these sub questions. Here the question is 2x squared minus 11x plus 15 is equal to 0. Here what we have to do is we have to split 11x into such two numbers that we should get 15 times 2, which is 30. So let's take the factors of 30. 30, what we get is 3 into 10 is 30. We get 2 into 15 is 30. And that's it. We don't need anything more. we got our answer. 5 into 6 is 30 and 5 plus 6 is 11x. Now the thing is, when we write here 2x square plus 5x plus 6x plus 15 is equal to 0, we get plus 11x, not minus 11x. Now if we subtract 5x minus 6x, what we get? We get minus x. There is nothing common between minus 1 and minus 11. And when we change this sign here, minus 5x plus 6x, we get plus x. And plus x is nowhere close to minus 11x. So what we will do is, we will change both the signs. We will write minus 5x and minus 6x. Now here, when you subtract this minus 5x and minus 6x, minus and minus become plus, and 5 plus 6 is 11. And remember that whenever such thing occurs, then we have to take the sign of the bigger number, which is here 6x is bigger than 5x. And what is the sign? Minus. So the answer will be minus 11x. So when you do minus 5x minus 6x, you will get minus 11x, because the bigger number has negative sign, so the answer will also have negative sign. So we can actually write minus 11x is minus 5x minus 6x. Now you will say that will this affect the multiplication? No, because minus 5 into minus 6 is equals to plus 30. Why? Because in multiplication, minus and minus gets cancelled and it becomes plus. So it will not affect our multiplication of 15 into 2, which is 30. So 2x square, I'll take this here, minus 6x minus 5x plus 15 is equals to 0. Now I can take this 2 and I can factorize it. So here what is common? 2x is common and x minus 3, and here minus 5 is common. Now look here, this is a very important step. Minus 5 is common and x minus 3 is equals to 0. Now why minus here? Because when I take minus from plus, it becomes minus. So when I multiply minus 5 with minus 3, I get plus 15. Here as you can see, the numbers in the brackets are same, x minus 3 and x minus 3. So I can just write 2x minus 5 times x minus 3 is equals to 0. Now we can use the zero product rule here. So either 2x minus 5 is equals to 0, or x minus 3 is equals to 0. So when we solve this simultaneously, what we get is 2x is equals to 5, x is equals to 5 by 2, and here we get x is equals to 3. Now according to the first sub question, we should get x such that x should belong to natural number. Natural number includes 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. Now this is a fraction, this doesn't belong anywhere. So we can say that this is not the criteria which the first sub question asked us. It asked that we should find x, and x should belong to a natural number, and here 3 is a natural number. So we can say for the first sub question the solution is 3. For the second sub question, again it should belong to integers. Integers again are whole numbers. They are complete, that to say that they are not incomplete fractions. So here again 5 by 2 doesn't fulfill the criteria of integers, but 3 again does. So x is equals to 3 again the solution. So this is completely wasted. And this question, I have picked this question because in this question you'll learn some different concept which is known as extraneous root. But you may ask, what is extraneous root? So first of all, let us solve this equation and then I'll tell you about the extraneous roots. Here as you can see, we have under root of 2x plus 9 is equals to 13 minus x. Now how to solve this root? We can take this root to that side. So what it will become? It will become a square. So 2x plus 9 is equals to 13 minus x square. Because when we take this to the right hand side, it changes, as it is the same concept as when we take plus 9 to that side, it will become minus 9. Same way, when we take square root, there is nothing here, but there is no number here, means that it is a square root. So when we take square root to that side, it becomes a square. Now how do we solve this? we cannot do 13 square minus x square because this is wrong. 13 square minus x square is not equal to 13 minus x whole square. Here we will have to use a formula known as a minus b whole square is equals to a square plus b square plus minus 2ab. So this is the formula we are going to use to expand this. So we have to open this up, we have to raise each of these numbers to power 2. So to do this we are going to use this formula. Here a is 13 and b is x. So same way we are just going to replace these values using the formula. Here it will remain the same, 2x plus 9 is equals to now 13. So what does the formula say? 13 square. What does the formula say again? Plus b square, and here b is x plus x square. 13 square plus x square minus 2 into a into b, that is 2 into 13 into x, minus 2 into 13 into x. Now by the way, this dot here represents multiplication sign. Multiplication sign is this and this also, dot also. So by dot I mean multiplication. Now here when we solve this, plus 9 is equals to 13. Now 13 square, you can either use your normal traditional method for solving, or you can use your Vedic maths method, or you can just memorize the square of 30, which is 169. 169 plus x square, and then 13 into 2 is 26 minus 26x. Here let's take all the values on the right hand side to the left hand side. So 2x plus 9 minus 169 minus x square plus 26x is equal to 0. Notice how the sign changes. Here 2x and 26x, we can add that and we can add and get 26 and 2 is 28x. Here minus x square will remain the same, minus x square. I am writing it first, and then after that we have minus 169 plus 9, we get minus 160 is equals to 0. So this is what we get. This equation is what we get. Now we can't reduce it because there is only 1 here. So there is nothing else common except 1. Now what do we have to do is we have to split it. Here let's write it again, minus x square plus 28x minus 160 is equals to 0. Now 160 into what is into 160 into 1 is 160. So we want to split 28 into such numbers that the product of these two will be minus 160. So let's take 160 factors. So what do we get here? We can just take 16 factors also. But if we get 2 into 8, 2 into 4, 2 into 2 and 2 into 1. That's it. Now here, what are the factors of 16? It is 8 into 2 is 16, or you can just say 8 into 20, and here we can say that 4 into 40, or we can say that so on. You understood the part. And here we have 28x. Now remember that minus 160 into minus 1 will give you plus 160. So we need only plus 160, and here we can see that 8 into 20 is 160. So here 8 plus 20 is also 160. So I can write here x square plus 8x plus 20x minus 160 is equals to 0. That's it. So what I have done is I have split 28x into 8x plus 20x, where 20 into 8 is 160 and 20 plus 8 is 28. Now let me factorize using the usual method. So how will I do it is, I will factorize this. What is common? X is common. X plus 8. Here what is common here? Actually I forgot one thing. Here it should be minus x minus 8, because I forgot the minus sign here by mistakenly. So it should be minus x minus 8. Now I have removed minus from plus, I will get minus. Minus x times x minus 8, and here plus 20 x minus 8, because 20 into 8 is 160. So we have done it to 20 into 8 is 160. Now as you can see, x minus 8, x minus 8 is common. So what we can do is minus x plus 20 and x minus 8 is equal to 0. That's it. Now what else do we need? We need to use our zero product rule. For that, minus x plus 20 is equals to 0 or x minus 8 is equals to 0. So what do we get here is minus x is equals to minus 20, and minus on both sides get cancelled. So x is equals to 20 or x is equals to 8. So we got our answer, x is equals to 20 comma 8. Now this is not the answer. Yes, this is not the answer. Now we have to verify it. Now why do we have to verify it? We are not verifying for any of the other questions, but we have to verify for this question, because there is a square root sign here and we are converting this, we are taking this to the other side and making it a square. So whenever there is a square root, say that we have to verify the answer with the question. Now how do we verify it? We just put the value of 20 and 8 in this equation, the original equation, to get our answer. Why do we have to verify it? Because sometimes this answer may seem right, but they are not right. So we have to check it again using the with the equation. Here the equation is 2x plus 9 under root is equals to 13 minus x. This is that question. Now first we'll take x is equals to 20. Okay, we'll take x is equals to 20. This is the first thing we'll take. Okay, now let's put this value. We get 2 into 20 plus 9 under root is equal to 13 minus 20, because x is also here. Now 20 to the 40, 40 plus 9 gives you 49 under root 49 is equals to, what is 13 minus 20? Minus 7. Now when you take the under root of 49, here we get 7 is equals to minus 7. But is it equal? No, it's not equal. So what did we understand? That it is not equal. That means that this solution 20 is not a real solution. It is a fake. This solution is a fake solution and we should not consider this as an answer. So now let's check with 8. Is 8 also a real solution? So let's say 8 is equals to 20, x is equals to 8, I mean. Let's say x is equals to 8. Here let's use the formula 2x plus 9. Okay, so here 2x plus 9 is equals to 13 minus x, or we can just take this to the side and we get 2x plus 9 minus 13 minus plus x is equal to 0. It should give us 0. Okay, now here let's put the values. Under root 2 times 8 plus 9 minus 13 plus 8. Now let's see what do we get here. 8 is a 16. 16 plus 9 is 25. Under root 25 minus 13 plus 8. So when we subtract 13 and 8, we get 5. So under root 25 minus 5, what do we get here? 5 minus 5 is equal to 0. Therefore LHS is equal to RHS in this case, because RHS we have made it 0 and LHS is also equal to 0. That means x is equals to 8 is the correct answer. So now what is extraneous root? This 20 is this 20 is a root or a solution of this quadratic equation. This 8 is also a solution. See, it is correct, both are roots, but this is a fake root. This is not actually a root, but it appears to be a root. When we solve it, we get both the values, but only one of them is true. So this other one, which is a false value, which we can remove by rechecking it, this root or this solution or this value is called an extraneous root. Extraneous root. That means a false root. That means this root, and here the root doesn't mean this square root. Root means solution. So when this solution doesn't doesn't satisfy the quadratic equation. This is called an extraneous root, that is extra root, extra solution. We got an extra answer which is not the answer. So here we have a little more tricky question. Now in this question they have given us a by x minus b plus b by x minus a is equals to 2. Now you will say how we will add them. So we can add them by using LCM method. So we can take common denominator, and there is nothing here. So what do we have to do is, here we have learned in previous classes, we have to multiply, let's say 1 by 3, we have to add 1 by 3 and 5 by 2. There is no denominator common. So what we will do here is we will multiply this both and cross multiply 2 with 1 and 3 with 5. So we get 2 into 1 plus 3 into 5 by 3 into 2. That is 2 plus 15 by 6. That is 17 by 6. So like the same way we have to take LCM of these two numbers in order to actually add them. Here we will do the same thing. We will take the common denominator, we will multiply this with this. Here we get x minus b times x minus a, and in the numerator we will cross multiply x minus a with a. So it goes a into x minus a, then plus this we will cross multiply with b, so plus b into x minus b. So let's move further. We will first multiply a with x, so we get ax, and then we will multiply a with minus a, we get minus a square. Same here, b into x gives you plus bx, and b into minus b gives you minus b square. Here in the denominator we have to use the distributive property. So x into x gives you x square, then x into minus a gives you minus ax, and here minus b into x gives you minus bx, and minus b into minus a gives you plus ab. Now why plus? Because minus and minus becomes plus, is equals to 2. Now here we cannot cancel because it is not a multiplication symbol. There is addition, subtraction here, not multiplication. So you have to take this denominator to the right hand side. So we will do it and then it will become a multiplication. So ax minus a square plus bx minus b square is equals to 2 into x square minus ax minus bx plus ab. Now when we open this bracket, what do we get here? Ax minus a square plus bx minus b square is equals to 2x square minus 2ax and minus 2bx plus 2ab. Now what do we have to do here is, we have to take all these terms on the right hand side to the left hand side. So here I have ax minus a square plus bx minus b square is minus 2x square plus 2ax plus 2bx minus 2ab is equals to 0. Now here what do I what you have to do is, you have to just add and subtract here. Let's say this and this doesn't have anything common, and this also. So we will write it first, minus a square minus b square minus 2ab as it is. Now we will add and subtract. So ax, there is one more ax, 2ax. Ax plus 2ax gives you 3ax plus 3ax, and here bx plus 2bx gives you 3bx plus 3bx, and then after that minus 2x square will remain as it is, minus 2x square is equal to 0. Now what can we do further? You will say we can do further. See, have you noticed some pattern? See, there is a pattern, minus a square minus b square minus 2ab. If you remember formula, a square minus a square plus b square plus 2ab is equals to a plus b whole square. This is the formula. So you can just convert it. How? By taking minus as common. So you can take minus as common, minus a square plus b square plus 2ab, and then the rest will be as same, 3ax plus 3bx minus 2x square is equals to 0. Now what can we do? We can convert this using the formula a square plus b square plus 2ab is equals to a plus b whole square. So we can directly do it. So, but it will be minus, remember this minus sign, minus a plus b whole square. And here what we can do is we can factorize these two, because the see 3x is common in the both of this, so we can actually factorize this. So what is common here? 3x is common, so plus 3x into what is left here, a and b. 3x into a plus b is left here, and here minus 2x square is equal to 0. That's it. We have factorized this also and we have factorized this also at the same time. Okay, now what we have to do is we have to arrange this, rearrange this. 2 minus 2x square plus 3x a plus b and minus a plus b whole square is equal to 0. Now you can say that we can factorize these two because a plus b is common. But the thing is, we cannot factorize 2x square. We have to factorize all these three, and we just learned it what it is called as middle term splitting. So you have to split 3x into a plus b such that it should be equal to plus 2. Why plus 2? Because minus 2 into minus 1 gives you plus 1. Minus into minus gives you plus. So minus 2 into minus 1 gives you plus 2. So 3x, how it can be split is, what are the factors of 2? 2 into 1. That's it. 2 into 1 is 2 and 2 plus 1 is 3. So what we can do is minus 2x square plus 2x a plus b plus x a plus b minus a plus b whole square is equals to 0. Okay, clear? Now we will take these two terms. We will take these two terms and these two terms and factorize them. So here what I have common here is I have minus 2x common. Okay, I am taking minus also. Here x plus, and what is left here? Minus, not plus, actually minus. So here because minus and minus is plus. So x minus, what is left? A plus b. X minus a plus b is left here. Let me just in the brackets. Okay, good. Now here after this we have same thing here. What is common here? A plus b is common, plus a plus b, and here I have x left, and here I have a plus b left, minus a plus b left is equals to 0. Now notice one thing, this and this is same, so we can actually do minus 2x plus a plus b into x minus a plus b, which is equal to 0. Now we can, what we can use is we can use our zero product rule. So either minus 2x plus a plus b is equals to 0, or x minus a plus b is equals to 0. So here let's solve it. So minus 2x is equals to minus a plus b. So that is, yeah, minus and minus get cancelled. So 2x is equals to a plus b. X is equals to a plus b by 2. Or here when we solve it, we get x is equals to a plus b. That's it. We got our answer. Therefore, x is equals to a plus b or a plus b by 2. So these two are the roots or the solution of this equation. So it was little tricky, little tough, but not that tough if your base is clear. Okay, so this was our exercise number 5.2. Now here I am not going to solve the rest of the questions because they are really easy questions, and if you still have any doubt, you can check my notes and I have given the link in the description box. Now I will meet you in the next video with an exercise 5.3, which is a really important chapter about how to solve quadratic equations using the quadratic formula. So be sure not to miss it out and subscribe the channel. and turn on the notification so that you can get notified whenever the video is released. So thank you very much for watching. See you later.